Hey everyone, so today I thought I'd try out something a little bit different. Normally I script my videos, or I say normally, but with the few videos I've done. But today I thought I'd, do a little bit of an unscripted sort of off-the-cuff video where I respond to some hot takes, some Steely Dan hot takes. So the other day I put out this post on the Steely Dan subreddit asking for people's hot takes, and it got quite a bit of attraction. It's got 165 comments. I haven't seen most of these yet, so it's going to be a sort of first time reacting to a lot of these. I sort of stopped looking after the first couple of hours, and it's always interesting to me, before we delve into these, when people downvote comments on a Steely Dan hot takes like thread. Like, it's a thread for people's hot takes. Why are you downvoting people for having hot takes? As bad as some of these are, and be warned, there are some bad ones in here. But people were also downvoting my post, which I find funny. Like, it's possible that they just didn't like the idea, but I like to imagine that they were just angry at me for merely being the facilitator of takes they disagreed with. But yeah, anyway, let's jump into these and see what we've got going on here. Anything post-Gaucho doesn't exist in my world. I mean, yeah. What more do you need to say? It's just a fucking stupid comment. I mean, Nightfly, man. Nightfly. Let's not even get into the more, like, underrated albums, like the latest Steely Dan albums and Camp Kyriad and all of those records. The Nightfly. It's got IGY on it, man. What are you talking about? Steely Dan is yacht rock, and that's okay. Most of the best mainstream music from the 70s is yacht rock. Of course, this comment here provoked a little bit of a debate. Because of course it did, you know, the fucking yacht rock debate in the Steely Dan community is like the 100 Years' War. It just goes on and on and on. I'm not going to say too much because I think that there's room here for me to genuinely make a video just about this topic. But I would say overall I agree with this person. Steely Dan's greatest work was the song Asia, but the greatest Steely Dan song is Green Book. Now that is a properly hot take. I mean, nothing against Green Book, but that is awesome. I love seeing stuff like that. That's just like, you know, exceptionally high praise for this a totally random song. Green Book is a great track. I mean, I can't honestly say I have any quarrels with that shout. I mean, that's awesome. Love seeing stuff like that. This is very funny. Someone's just commented, "Alright then, hot take, Deacon Blues is extremely overrated, fight me," and then got no replies. No one could be bothered because, you know, it speaks for itself, really. It speaks for itself. Their obsession with perfection ended up being taken too far when they started using fake drums. This obsession and disgust with electronic drums is something I've never really gotten, especially in the context of Steely Dan. I mean, Wendell, the drum machine that they programmed for a record like Gaucho, and I think the Nightfly as well, is very sparingly used on that record, and it's really only used to lay down a backing track while real drummers come in and lay fills over the top. It's used to get a better groove, used to just lay down a simple rhythm track, and it's really not overly noticeable to me that it is fake. And even if it is, it's in service of creating a better, more tight, more purposeful groove. And, you know, I think, I've never really agreed with this assertion that everything needs to be acoustic, everything needs to be quote-unquote real. See, people here commenting Gaucho is better than Asia, that's not a hot take. It's just not. I'm sorry. Like, you know, thanks for your comment, but Bodhisattva's first solo is the best solo of any instrument in the whole discography, and it's not even close. This is something I've thought about a lot, actually. It's like the best solo in the Steely Dan catalogue, and I mean, that's a solid choice. You can't rag on that. Bodhisattva is an awesome song. Ricky is overrated AF. Yeah, I would agree with that one. I mean, overrated in terms of its general, like, popularity in the wider music sphere and not in the Steely Dan community, because I don't really see that much love for it in the Steely Dan community. I would agree with that. Ricky is a pretty overrated tune. With the exception of The Nightfly, Donald Fagen's solo albums are just okay, and Kamakiriad is not very good. Thanks, Guna, for life. No, I 100% disagree. In fact, I think that Kamakiriad is maybe the second best solo record any of them put out. I mean, so many great tracks in those last 3 Fagen albums. Florida Room, Snowbound, Morph the Cat, and Ms. Marlene. I've just been naming them off the top of my head, but okay, now we're starting to get into the actual hot takes. We're not just getting into people saying, I like Gaucho more than I like the Royal Scam and shit like that. I skip the song Asia every time. Interesting. I mean, personally, and this is one of my personal hot takes, the song Asia is for me one of the lesser songs on Asia, but it's 100,000,000% not a skip. I mean, the fucking playing on that song alone, you know, that solo by Wayne Shorter and Steve Gadd is one of the most, like, incredible musical moments in the entire catalogue. But it does drag a bit, that song. It's 8 minutes long. It's the closest Steely Dan probably got to being indulgent. Asia is one of the best albums ever made. To me, it's just about perfect. That's bold, man. That's really bold of you to say. I mean, no one really gives Asia any credit. You know, it's not a very respected album. People don't really like that album. So it's very noble and very brave to come out with a take like that. And I really appreciate you taking the time to do so. The Royal Scam, the song, is an instant skip. The album is basically 8 songs to me. Now, this is kind of like the opposite of what I was saying earlier about the Green Book shout from the earlier comment, because this is like people taking extreme issue with one song on an album that is otherwise, like, it fits into the themes and to the musical tone of that album. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what is it about that song? You don't provide any real context. You just say it's an instant skip. What about that song pisses you off so much, man? It's a good song. It fits the album. What are you talking about? Okay, this is how you know it's good. This is the fucking 5 comments here that are just they're hidden because they've been downvoted so much. This is the good stuff. This is what you wanted. This is what you're all here for, folks. Pretzel Logic is a terrible album. No, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a terrible album. I would say it's one of their lesser albums. It's definitely very inconsistent. It's very scatterbrained. But it's a transitional album. It shows them experimenting with a lot of stuff that they would take forward into their later career, into the back half of the 70s. I would say it's not a terrible album. I mean, it's got some great tracks on there, you know, the title track, Night by Night. Even some of the quirkier ones like Barrytown or Monkey in Your Soul, those are fun. They're just fun. There's nothing on that album that really pisses me off, so I would say it's not their best record, but I wouldn't say it's terrible. I wouldn't go that far. Still can't stand Caves of Altamira. This is what I'm talking about. What are you talking about? Like, that is like a quintessential track from the Royal Scam, and you listen to that whole album and you dig everything on it, but you don't dig Caves of Altamira. It fits so well into that album. It's just a Steely Dan song. It's not got any unique characteristics that really separate it from anything else. So I don't, and also it's an awesome song. Like the horn solos on that, the saxophone solos, I should say, the drumming. It's got some really, really interesting lyrics for Steely Dan. It's not very, especially for the Royal Scam, it's not very grimy. It's got a sort of almost a genuine sort of nostalgia to it. No, I mean, I love that song, but and I can understand why someone, you know, I can understand someone saying it's one of their lesser song favorites on like they'd put it towards the bottom of their Royal Scam rankings, but saying that you can't stand it, like you skip that song, it's absurd to me, really is. Okay, so I've been through all of those now, all of those comments, all of those spicy Steely Dan hot takes. I'm going to go back into the editing room, see if I've got enough here to cobble together something decent. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this video, if I should do something similar in the future. Maybe I can turn this into a series if there's enough interest. Or maybe, if everyone hates this video, I can never do it again. So, there's that. Bye.